What brings you joy?
Being out in nature brings me joy. So being by the beach, period of time, and then I miss the mountains, and I need to be around trees. So being out in joy, being out in the trees, feeling the joy is something that I love to do. How about you?
So, mine's somewhat similar, but I was going to say, just in nature, I love feeling the wind in my face. I love seeing the sunset. I love seeing the moon rise. And then this probably goes to another question, but I find joy in being with family and friends and being to experience things, experience new things, and really understanding things in other people's lives and things that I'm not exposed to, but they are. So those things bring me joy.
And I get more joy and happiness with being with my sisters, other extended family, and friends that I love.
Okay. And what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my family, for my sisters. And I was just talking to Barbara, very grateful all of us are still alive, which is not the case for all of our cousins.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I am grateful for family. I am grateful for friends. I am very grateful that there's people that I love and respect, and both backwards. So when you're in need, there are people to help you.
Yeah.
I am grateful to be healthy. I am grateful to live in democracy and have those benefits that we enjoy as Americans that many people in the world do not enjoy.
Yeah. And for our limb branch of the family, I am grateful that our parents did instill in us, you're going to college. Probably by the age of 5, I knew I was going to college. And that all of us did follow through with that gave us the education to get decent paying jobs, so we are independent and not afraid of being able to make the rent. So I'm very grateful for all of us with that.
What makes you laugh?
So one of the things lots of things make me laugh. But when I go on YouTube or Facebook and there's children laughing, especially babies laughing, absolutely contagious for me. So I love that. I love that I tend to have friends who are witty. I'm drawn to that. And so we each make each other laugh very often. And a lot of it is seeing the lightness of life and the humor that you can get even in the darkest times. You can usually find something to lighten the mood.
So I like to laugh at lots of things. I like to laugh at things that I do that are stupid, that might be embarrassing, but I figure laughing's a good coping mechanism in dealing with that. I enjoy lighthearted comedy movies. For me, that brings some levity to situations than seeing very dark movies. I don't know. I like to laugh at lots of things. I would agree, dumb animal tricks. There's so much on social media now that you can watch and see.
With Julia Roberts.
With Julia Roberts. There are some great lines in that movie.
Yeah, which number do you want?
One of them is when he's criticizing her dress in the office, and she says, "Ed, you might want to rethink that tie." The other one is, "Have a cup of coffee." No, have a cup of coffee, Ed.
I think you're filtering yourself there. I'm pretty sure there's an F-bomb right there.
Yeah, I know. I know there's an F-bomb. So it depends which version of the movie you're watching.
What's his name? The actor, Albert Finney?
Yeah.
When he has that moment of like, okay,
I know.
I'll be human.
Yeah.
He was so great.
Yeah, and I really like those movies and shows where these one-liners come out and they everybody says them,
Yeah.
you know. So.
Yeah. Okay. What's a passion that you for both of you in your life? What are you passionate about right now? Go for it.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if it's a passion or just thorough enjoyment. Maybe it is a passion. I love to read. Love to read. People who don't enjoy reading, I always think what they're missing out on. And I find that reading seems to be genetic too, and found out that Aunt Edna, from a very early age, that's what she would get absorbed in, and certainly got a lot of that from her mother. And so I enjoy that. Music that lifts my spirit, I would say I'd have a passion for that as well.
For me, I love to travel. I wish I would travel more. You got time and money constraints there, but that is something I really goes in that joy, grateful, all the categories that are there. Lately, I've become passionate about Zumba, of all things, and I've always exercised, but like I am there every day, basically going to that and finding joy in it. And one of the reasons is because of the instructor, and she is just so outgoing and giving of herself and stuff. So it's a really fun environment. Yeah.
Final question that I've got, and then you can talk about whatever you want, but it's always curious for me. What would you say to your young adolescent or 20-year-old self? Like, what advice would you give them?
Oh, man. Follow your dreams. Take the chance. Take the risk. Don't take the safe path.
Do you feel like
all
your
the time.
20-year-old self didn't follow your dreams? Or follow her dreams?
I think in general I did. I think I would have, when I had come out of college, I would have liked to have lived a couple years in Europe and tried working overseas somewhere, and I didn't for a number of reasons. But that's something I would have liked to have done. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Your 20-year-old self.
20-year-old self. I would say, follow my dreams, follow my heart. Know that even the bad times, it's temporary. That once you get through the bad times, know that there are a lot of great times ahead, and some will turn out better than you expected. And to be an individual, and if it goes against the grain of the crowd, stay strong in that and find other people that would have similar beliefs or similar paths of growth. Hindsight is so easy.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And I'm not too, what's the word? It's not like I go, woe is me, my 20s were ruined. It's more like, just asking that question makes me go, oh.
I think I think what's very different today than back when I was 20.
Sure.
I think some of the career paths or things that we looked at were very different, because I was a musician and I just didn't see any other career path but teaching and performance. Never considered the whole music industry or Broadway or recording or whatever, that there have been many paths I could have taken with a music degree. And I think today, with everything on the internet and you can search, I think that has just broadened anybody who's young in terms of how much is out there, how many jobs there are, just how many experiences there are, and not just that they're out there, but how you can go about doing it too. So it's it would be great to be 20 again.
Right? Yeah. Anything else?
Bet if I was 20 now, I would have missed the Beatles.
Yeah, that's true.
And my first concert was the Beatles, 1964, their first American tour.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Yeah.
mean, it had such huge impact on the culture. I wouldn't have wanted to miss the Beatles. And then other singers, and I saw how old Carole King is now. It's like, why isn't she touring? Oh yeah, because I think she's 79 now. That may be why she's not touring. And just all the music that we grew up with, I would have missing out on that. Yeah.
Did you scream your head off? Were you one of the people?
I didn't. No, but we could hardly hear the music.
Yeah.
So maybe it was San Francisco Cow Palace. Maybe one song we could hear, which that was the awful thing. But I will admit, when Paul walked on the stage, there was a little shriek because he's my favorite. But 50 years later, Paul McCartney was playing Candlestick Park, and it closed Candlestick Park. So I was 12. I'm grateful our mother, I begged and pleaded, and she let Sandy and I was 12, she was 13, see the Beatles.
Wow.
And so 50 years later, I got on the phone. Well, first to Sandy saying, we have to go see Paul McCartney. It's 50 years and it's in San Francisco. And then the other sisters, Deb didn't go, but Diane was way too young.
I went to the 50th.
Yes. And so we were at that concert. It was 50 years to the week that Sandy and I saw them in San Francisco. And one of the first things Paul McCartney said is, 50 years ago, the screaming, our amps couldn't, and they couldn't overpower the screaming. And he said, nowadays, it doesn't matter how loud people scream, our amps will go beyond that. But they were very frustrated at the concerts that people couldn't hear the music.
Well, yeah.
You know. But I was there and Sandy was there. I still have the program. But I'll tell you, I'm grateful that we went through where we have professional jobs, but not super not wealthy, I would say.
Yeah.
But we were, with the help of our parents, we were still able to buy a house at a fairly young age. And I'm not sure I would want to go through what the 20-year-old, well, maybe if we were 20 now, it will get easier.
Oh, it's a hellscape right now, let me tell you.
But I know, so...
I've been teaching out of college for the last 15 years.
Okay, so all of that, the housing, the cost of college, it's night and day from what it was in our generation. And would I want to be going through that now? I don't think so.
Okay,
yeah.
win me over with that one. Go back to the Beatles, that's better.
Yeah.
Anything else either one of you want to add? Or you feeling good?
No,
I've got all the info that I need.
Yeah.
No, I think this is the last thing. I think we're grateful to have been part of the Gunn family. Because there's lots of families that never gather together like we have for many, many years. And certainly grateful for Edna keeping this going as long as she has, too.
Yeah. So. I like it. I'm happy.
And you did a fabulous job last year with this. I avoided it.
Yeah, you avoided it.
I know, I avoided it last year.
Hopefully I'll earn trust over the years. Then you'll be like, okay, Greg won't make me look like a total...
Although I'll tell you, once I cracked a joke too soon. What are you gonna do? You gotta laugh getting old, you know, otherwise what's the alternative? You know, and I thought that was fantastic, you know.
We're in the dark, not knowing what we were doing, walking along this cliff, and then when we got to the ocean, we had to go around a big old rock sticking out in the water.